Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Capital A Trading. Welcome to my Forex weekly review. So again, it's just going to be that Sunday video. We're going to go over what was said in there. And of course, I'll be showing you what we should do now with the remainder of the week. Obviously, there's only Friday left, so we'll just see if there's anything available for the morning. And then, of course, I'll be bringing that to you here. So again, guys, if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button in the bottom right corner. Stay up to date with the channel. Keep up to date with the investments that I'm tracking. And again, see if you can catch yourself in a profitable situation. And again, a quick shout out to the Absolutely magazine. It's available now in all Waitrose and M&S stores. Go check it out. It's a really cool magazine. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Okay, guys. So first up, I'm going to go with gold. Now, at the start of the Sunday video, I mentioned this level. I'll just quickly show you on a daily time frame. I mentioned this scenario here, what we're looking at around the 1900, 1920. And it started to show good reactions. There's actually been some good pushes from this area. However, next week, I'm going to really hold out for the 1920 level. I really want to catch it up in the middle of this imbalance here. So that's going to be the main focus next week. But just looking at how it's kind of performed so far, I like the way it shot out of this area and it kind of retested off that candle. And it's kind of just making its little movements out of here now. So I can expect it to come a bit lower. I may be looking at around the 1884, 1880 for tomorrow. Then early next week, I'll be looking at the buy push back up to, let's say, 1920. And again, just analyzing for that similar situation that you've seen happen this week so far. Now, that was the gold USD. We're now on the gold euro. So this one is slightly different. It hasn't actually hit into the area that I want to see played with yet. So this one's got a bit more to come with. So again, probably next week, kind of what I just said there with the gold USD, wanting to see it rise. I believe there's a higher area where we're going to catch a sell. So keep an eye on them, gold USD and gold euro. Okay, guys, so while we're here, while we've had all that news surrounding the cryptos, of course, Bitcoin, I made a suggestion on my Forex Weekly this Sunday that just went. And it was the 40,000 level. So again, I've been watching this kind of drop, of course, with the Elon Musk and China news. And this is the marker that was left here for me that kind of stood out to me. I said to myself, if there is going to be something continuing going lower, it's not going to go higher than this level. So as you can see now, it's playing off this level quite nicely, but it's still there. It hasn't progressively moved the way that I want it to. So yeah, it's the 40,000 mark. It came down to about 36. It's not too much. It's okay on crypto. It can be very profitable, just that little movement there. But of course, we want to see it hopefully make a new low. So I'm kind of using the bias of there's going to be lots of buyers that tried to buy the dip. You may have heard that term used over the past couple of weeks. Lots of people would have tried to buy the dip. They believe this is the dip. I believe this is going to come a little bit lower and take out all of them buyers that got in off of the hype of that news. So again, just keep an eye on this Bitcoin. Be aware of it. I believe it's coming a bit lower. It's very hard to read because of obviously the way it can be manipulated by one man. It isn't really fair, let's be honest. So just keep an eye on the 40,000 mark. I believe we're going to get a drop from there. That's all I'm saying right now on Bitcoin. Okay, guys, next up is the Euro Pound. I'm going to be very brief here because I have an individual video coming out for this trade personally, so it's going to be on its own. But again, just keep an eye on them Forex Weeklies on Sunday. I mentioned the area around the 86, 600 to 700. As you can see, it's hit my level perfectly. We had a small risk of 20 pips. And we're now approaching around 100 pips in profit. So again, just be aware of them Forex Weeklies released every Sunday. Keep an eye out for this on the weekend as well. There'll be a Euro Pound case study, a new one. So check out that as well. Quick update on the Pound USD. This was another one that I mentioned on the Sunday video. And I actually mentioned the 142 area. So this is where the market was on Sunday night. This is where obviously Friday was closed and now Monday's going to open here. And price obviously had a little drop, pushes up towards the 142 mark, right just before the London Open's about to start Tuesday morning. And there you go. We start to get our move down. It's now back. It's obviously Thursday evening now. We're coming up towards the New York close and it's back in this area again. So this is going to be something that will be worth watching tomorrow morning. I believe we will get one more push and it will be a small push before eventually they're going to go eat some liquidity in a higher area, maybe towards the 143 level. So again, just be aware of this for tomorrow morning. I'm saying that the 142 level could get another push for another sell. It may come late in the afternoon, so it may not be the London session. The pound may have some strength during the London session. Come 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, the dollar is known for gaining strength around them times. It's like something they do before the weekend. I call it like getting their money for the weekend. And so let's just keep an eye out for that. That'll be the US dollar, pound USD, 142 for a potential sell. Okay, guys, next up, the Euro USD, pretty simple to understand. I'm still waiting on the 123 level. It's come just below the area. It's actually hit into my scenario. This is the candles that I wanted to see interacted with. It's hit into them. We've had a drop. It's around 100 pips, 50 pips from that area. So far next week, what I'm going to be looking at is just seeing that rise again. Euro, hopefully Monday, Tuesday, gaining some strength, getting up towards the 123 level. And then hopefully if it correlates with a New York session, something around a 1 p.m. open or a 4 p.m. close for a London close, I'll be looking at that. And then hopefully we're going to see that dollar strength. So again, this will be something to watch out for tomorrow as well. So just keep an eye on that. I don't think it's going to happen, which is why I'm kind of starting off by telling you, let's focus on next week. But just keep an eye on that area, the 123. I believe we're going to get something there. It may not be a massive reaction, but I believe that will be a good entry to take a sell position. So again, keep an eye on the Euro USD. Guys, so next up was the Euro AUD. This was the candle on the daily that I was talking about. Now, of course, for those of you who would know, it looks like market makers have manipulated it to me, not just because it's reached up higher prices and rejected all the buy-in pressure, but it's grabbed liquidity. It's done a few things. It's played off of what I believe is a possible scenario here. So it tells me that there's a lot of market maker action in that candle. If I come down to a 4 hour, I did mention the 158 for a sell. Price is basically still at the level. I wouldn't say that's anything to write home about. It's an 80 pip push. I'm going to keep an eye on this one for tomorrow. Again, it might be something that goes tonight, of course, with the Australian dollar usually gaining strength while we're asleep. So the 158 level, the key number, that's where I believe the sell may continue from. If it doesn't come tomorrow and it's still in this area, this will be something that I revised for Sunday. So again, make sure you catch that Forex Weekly. Okay, guys, this is another one that's going to be something that I want you to watch out for, especially for tomorrow now. I've been mentioning this on Sunday. It's the 184 level. Let's just call it that for now. Okay, it could be 183, 800, 184, 200. Give it 20 pips, bit of breathing space. I believe it's going to react in this area and we're going to see some strength. So if I just come down to a 4 hour, what I want to see is it hit into this level and start to show me a rejection candle, show me something that's reached up into the area. And then of course, all the buy-in pressure will get absorbed and hopefully we can see some sellers, which would obviously be the smart money, pumping their money in around that level. So I'll be monitoring that. I'll be mentioning this to my students on the group chat we have. So again, just be aware of that level. That's the 184 key level. Okay, guys, ever so brief because these have been the trades of the week. This is the pound NZD and the euro NZD. All I'm going to say to you is go and check that Forex Sunday video. Check out what's been said here. And don't worry, there's a case study coming out to show you exactly how I captured these trades. And that'll be out on the weekend. It's actually out now on my Instagram. You can check that out. Follow me at adstar10_FX. Sweet. Let's go to the next one. Guys, next up is the pound Swiss franc. Let's take a look at what I previously mentioned. Now, I like the way that it's kind of walking out of this area. It's moving very slowly, but rejecting them higher prices. That's why you're getting the wicks. So if I just come to the 4 hour now, I kind of like this structure of how it's just forming, how price is walking down, like I mentioned. If I then come to the 2 hour, this is what I want you to watch out for in the week. So this was Friday's price action. This was the New York session around 12 o'clock. And they've done something around this level, around the 127,500 mark. In fact, if I put my cursor right on the body of that candle, it's a very small body, you'll see that it almost throws up 127,500. So I feel like that's the number that they've manipulated. I feel like they're just going to come back up again with the pound starting the week strong. And then we're going to see that Swiss franc, kind of the same picture happening, where it's going to just pull back up to that area. And then let's see how that's played out on the pound Swiss franc. So as you can see right now, this was the level that I was talking about, around the 127,500. And on Thursday afternoon now, Thursday evening, it's come into this level and started to show the signs of struggle. So this is something that I want you to watch out for tomorrow. I believe we may get a sell maybe later in the afternoon. Swiss franc is a safe haven currency. It usually, again, like the US dollar, gains strength on a Friday afternoon. So keep an eye out for that. We're sitting basically at the entry level. You could possibly take a trade on that and be profitable by tomorrow. That's the pound Swiss franc, 127,500. Okay, guys, so next up is the pound yen. This is a trade that I've been mentioning for a little while now, and we're actually at what I would call the last point of call. So it's around that 156 level. This is where basically price is at now. It does look very strong, very bullish. It does look like the pound may burst through this area. So again, take this with a pinch of salt. This isn't my strongest focus at the moment, but I'll be monitoring this over the weekend and giving you an update on Sunday as to where I think this sell will actually really come off from. I don't think it will be long term. I think it will be a small move. Again, there's a lot more to analyze here before I actually pull any triggers. So that's the pound yen. If I just move over to the euro yen, this one looks a bit better to me. It kind of excites me a bit more. And I just want to see what's going to happen at the 136 level, maybe 135, 500. We're at 134 now. It's still got a bit of a way to go. So this isn't something that I believe is going to take off tomorrow. This will be something that you're better off looking at my Sunday video, and I'll be updating what I think is going to happen in here. But again, 136 is going to be probably the main focus to see what happens at that level. The next two very similar scenarios is the NZD USD and Aud USD. If I just come to the day, it looks a bit clearer. I still want to see price come up into my level around the 74, let's say 73,600. So there's a 40 pip gap there. Let's see what happens there next week off of this swing of this 88% retracement. That's going to be something that I'm looking at as well. So that's the NZD USD. Now, obviously, we know the NZD's had a very strong week, so that's where it could be shooting to. That's why the money's been pumped into it. So let's see what their next move is, what their next transaction is going to be. And last but not least is the AUD USD. This one a bit better. I like the way it's moved out the area, but it's very similar to the NZD USD. I want to see it back up at that level, around the 79 key level. So again, just keep an eye on them. They're longer term trades than the other ones at the start of the video. These are going to require a bit more patience. But one thing you'll learn in Forex is the trades that take a bit more patience often bring a bit more profits. So just be aware of that and keep an eye out for them next week. I'll probably be revising this on Sunday. Okay, guys, that's all from me this week. Be sure to check out them case studies coming out on the weekend on the Euro Pound and the Pound NZD and the Euro NZD. There's been some very profitable moves this week. So again, if that sounds good to you, if you take trades, if you invest, hit that subscribe button in the bottom right corner. Stay up to date with the channel. And again, I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. A quick shout out to the Absolutely magazine. Go check that out. It's available now in all Waitrose and M&S stores. See you on Sunday.